Hi, I'm Jennifer Brower, and this is my reflection on Chapter 9. Okay, my reflection on Chapter 9. Um, well, I was very knowledgeable about this anyway because I have taken person centered training and I have taken NCI training over the years. I get recertified in it every year, and this is a lot of things that we do when we're dealing with clients that I work with their behaviors. We kind of have to treat them, I don't want to say you have to treat them like an adult, but then sometimes you have to treat them like a child. So I remember all my trainings and stuff and what to do and what not to do. And I hope to bring that into the classroom. I think the NCI training really helps you when you're working with a problem. It really helps create problem solving. So I plan to bring this into my classroom because when I was a child, um, re- reflecting back on that, when we did something bad in the classroom, we got sent to the principal, and in kindergarten, they were still spanking us. So when we got in trouble, you would get sent to the principal's office and he would paddle you or talk to you or show you the paddle, and then they would send you back to your classroom. Well, we can't do that now, obviously. Instead of the teacher sending the kids always to the principal when something wrong goes on in the classroom, you need to think about. Well, personally, I need to think about my NCI training, how to de-escalate the situation, how how I'm gonna deal with like a child who's being super disruptive, how to do it the correct way and not the way that we have in the past where we just send the child to a principal. Because nowadays you really can't do that because they're just gonna whine, and then you don't have the nowadays the parents don't really pay that much attention. So that's main reason why they act out is because people are stuck on their iPads, their computers, and their telephones a lot. So they don't show the students the attention that they need. So that's where we come in as teachers. We need to show the students the attention that they need sometimes, even though it's interrupting our class. But when they do something bad, we need to pay them some attention. So whenever I was younger, I never misbehaved in class, but when I got to high school, I did. Because I don't think I was getting the attention I should have been getting at home because my parents were divorced. My mom got remarried. And so I think I was kind of like just acting out. And that's what I think a lot of these kids do is whenever their parents get divorced or if their parent goes overseas, you have to think about that too, about the military families. Um, if they go overseas, then they kind of feel like there's a void. Like a parent is not at home. Either A, the mom's not at home, or B, the dad's not at home, or so on and so forth. And you got to really think, you know, I feel bad for this child because their parents not at home, but they also are having behaviors that need to be corrected. So in my classroom, I hope I don't have to deal with really bad situations, but if I do, I think I'll be prepared because, like I said, all my NCI training and my de-escalation stuff, and um, I know how to talk to people to say, hey, let's think about what we're doing right now. Let's talk about it. Let's have tell me how are you feeling about this right now? I notice I do that when I talk with people a lot. I'll say, well, how does that make you feel? I mean, does that even with my friends? I'm like, how does that make you feel that your boyfriend is drinking, or how does that make you feel that your husband is going out to a bar without you. I mean, stuff like that. I still use that, like, kind of to help people think about their situations. And then they might say, well, I like that he goes out. He gives us a time apart, in which, that's good, and I'll be like, well, that's a good thing. Y'all can have time apart, and it's good. So as for kids, if they cut up or whatever, I'm just gonna, pull them to the side, not in front of everybody in the class because that is embarrassing. You don't want to embarrass a kid, especially if you have middle school. You do not want to embarrass that kid because they will remember it and they will pick on that kid. So even in elementary, they might do that too. So, well, I think they will do that. So just if you have a problem with them, then say, hold on one second, can we go outside and have a little talk? And then you could say, well, I noticed that you're not listening today and you're interrupting. So can you tell me what is wrong or what is the matter? And I think that if you have that kind of tone and that kind of voice with them, I think it really helps because you're not talking to them like a baby, but you're also talking to them like, okay, you're a little mini adult. Let's get through this, okay? And I think they like that a lot whenever you do that because you don't make them feel like they're a baby when they're like in middle school and in elementary school. And I plan to do this in my class because I feel like it will reach the child better. And then maybe, and it might not work. And that's just something I have to deal with. You have to really do it like situation based. Like, if a kid brings a weapon to school, now that is a totally different situation. You tell the principal immediately. I mean, and you just try to be safe. But if they're sitting there and they're got their head on their desk and they're crying out loud and you're like, okay, all right, well let's go talk in the hallway. Let's and then I'll have like a teacher assistant to take over, or maybe go get another teacher from across the hall and say, can you watch my class for just a second while I go talk to Sally, because Sally seems like she's very upset. So those are some kind of things that I would implement in my class. Um, so, and then whenever you're working with special needs, make sure that you look at their plan, their IEP. Make sure they have a behavior plan. If they don't have a behavior plan, then you need to meet with the IEP team, and you need to have a behavior manifestation that happens, and then you can have your goals and stuff that you need to work on after you have the manifestation. And then if you even if you like notice any new behaviors and they have an IEP, I would let the person know as quick as I could, because you know it could be some behaviors are due whenever somebody is physically or mentally handicapped, um, or intellectually delayed. It could be a sign of pain, and so you have to make really good choices whenever you notice their behavior and report their behavior. But those are some things that I would do in my classroom, and I hope you enjoyed my reflection.